Hello everybody, welcome back to Steve's Gear, and today we're going to take a look at another pouch from Maxpedition. Now this is the Maxpedition Platy Front Pocket Organizer. Maxpedition was kind enough to send this one out to me, so big thank you to them for that. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm typically not really a pouch pocket type of guy. I've had a few small pouches over the last couple years, and I've used them off and on, but I haven't been overwhelmed with them. I don't like a lot of bulk in my pockets, so I haven't really used them. Now, when I received this one, I noticed it's a little bit different from the other ones. And I've been carrying it in my pocket all day today, and it's actually worked pretty good. I would say this is the best pocket organizer that I've had so far. And so we're going to go over it, see if this might be something that will work good for you. I'll show you what I have in it and a couple options of what you could put in it. And you can decide if this would be something you'd like to get. Now, taking a look here at the pouch itself, it's not incredibly big. It's about 3.5 inches wide, about 5 inches tall. Typical good Maxpedition quality. If you get something from Maxpedition, you know it's going to last. You know it's pretty good. This runs the 500D fabric, YKK zippers. And now it does actually have a couple grommets here. Well, it does come pre-installed with a, good sized piece of paracord here that has a little adjuster on it. So if you want to wear this like around the neck or like a little crossbody pouch, you could do that. But it's very easy to take it off, and I chose to do that because I'm just going to create it in my pocket. Now, as you can see by the shape, what I love about this pouch is it gets down, nestled down in your pocket, and it just sits there. It doesn't move around too much. Seems to be easier to carry. You can carry it left or right pocket, just kind of flipping it around for whatever side. So I like that fact. It does have a nice little grab handle here, so if you need to pull it out, it's very easy just to grab this and just pull it out of your pocket. Or a lot of times you can just pull the items out of the pouch itself from your pocket, which is another thing that I like about it. You don't have to open everything up and stuff like that. So works pretty good for that. Now here on the front, you do get this one pocket here on the front. You get that YKK zipper. And then on the back side, you do get one more big pocket here. So I'll show you guys what I have in it. Here in the front, I just have this Fisher Space Pen. It's, good pen. It's got a clip. Sits in there. Plenty of room. I could put something else in there, but for me, that's all I really needed in the pocket. Now on the back side here, I threw a couple items in. Now I have this Swiss Army knife compact. This is one from my buddy Rich over at True Budget EDC. He buys these old ones, fixes them up. He put me some glow-in-the-dark scales on it, a nice little lanyard. Got it all cleaned up and sharpened. So big thank you to him for sending this over to me. Now another thing I threw in is just this Rovivon E1 flashlight. I did a video on this a while back, and it's a great flashlight for a pouch like this. This is a bright flashlight, perfect for what I need just around town, doing some shopping around the house. Works good, and it's flat, so it kind of reduces the bulk a little bit here on this pouch. In the zippered pocket, I don't have much. I got a couple Band-Aids and an alcohol wipe. I've been cutting myself off and on lately, so, I figured might as well keep a couple Band-Aids. But if I'm just going, like today I went to Walmart, ran some errands and things like that. If I'm going out, like this is all I really need. A couple Band-Aids just in case, a flashlight, a little multi-tool, and a pen. It's pretty much all I really need. But inside the zippered pocket, you could put, a credit card in there, your driver's license. You could put, some folded up cash. Things like that will work just fine. Now here on this outside pocket, just to kind of give you an idea of the size of it, this is just your standard Zippo. A standard Zippo will fit in there, so if you want to just carry around a Zippo, you could do that. You just kind of push it from the bottom when you want to get it out. You can do that. Or I thought about carrying the Woobin G5 in it because it's got the little clip you can adjust around to different angles. And you could just slide it right here on the front, and you could actually just have that light right there facing outwards. And you could actually turn it on right from the pouch. So you could just take it out and use it. You don't even have to necessarily, take it out of the pouch itself. Now here on the back side of the pouch, it's got a couple different options as well. You saw I had the flashlight and the Swiss Army knife. But if you want to carry like a full-size knife, this is a Flytanium knife here. You can just slip it in there. It's pretty much a full-size knife. Fits in there well. And if you're like into Olight, you like the Olight i5Rs, I think they're one of the best EDC, just kind of little flashlights. It'll fit in there just fine. So you could throw the i5R, your pocket knife. Like I said, if you want to carry a Zippo, you can just throw it in there. Inside the pocket, if you want to, you could still fit this Fisher Space Pen in there. And that's a pretty good little setup for your EDC. You got your knife, you got your flashlight, and you got your Zippo. Now for me, a lot of times I carry my pocket knife just separately in my pocket. That's why I thought like the Swiss Army knife is a good little, it's kind of like a little multi-tool. I mean, you could stick a smaller multi-tool in here as well, a Leatherman or something like that. I have an old Juice model that would probably fit pretty good in here along with a flashlight. But sometimes for pouches like this, I like to try to pick a little bit more flat items like flat flashlights, You know, Swiss Army knife's a little bit thick, but it's not as thick as some of them. So the thinner one would work pretty good in here. You know, if maybe you have a regular tinker or something you like, you could always put it in here. So yeah, that's just a kind of a quick look here at this Maxpedition pouch. Now, Maxpedition also did send out a while back this full-size Platy pocket. Now, this is the 5x7 version, so you can kind of see the difference in the size between these two. Now, this one is one that I definitely wouldn't carry in the front pocket. You know, if you have big cargo pants or something, you might be able to fit it into a cargo pocket. But this is where the lanyard on this one would come in handy, because I probably would carry this one like a little crossbody pouch. And that's kind of what I plan to do this winter, like when I'm wearing a little bit of a heavier jacket or something. For work, there's a couple specific tools and check cards and stuff that I do carry. And I think this will work pretty good. This one has the full-size zipper, the 2 pockets on the sides, and then it has a couple pockets in the front with a couple elastic straps as well. So it's another great option if you need something a little bit bigger, you know, like a small crossbody or something like that. You can even fit it around the neck if you needed to. But that's just kind of a quick size comparison between the 5x7 and the Platy front pocket, in case you were wondering about that. But that's pretty much all I really got about this little front pocket Platy. So let me know in the comments like what you would put in there. You know, if you know, some good items you think would be good. You know, maybe you guys will spark some ideas with me. And then if you guys got any questions about it, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. And other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.